Evening, Keith. I'll have the usual. I may have to put this one on my tab. No need. Your drink's been paid for. Really? By who? Guy in the trench coat, sitting over there by the radio. Been there for a few hours now. Did he ever give a name? Nope. He certainly knew yours, though, along with what you normally drink. That's unsettling. Doesn't look like anyone I know. Shit, he's looking this way. What do I do? I don't know, but you're acting like a little schoolgirl. If you want to find out who he is, go over there and ask him. Oh, all right. Okay. Sheesh. Excuse me, sir? Sorry for staring at you earlier, but I just wanted to say thank you for the drink and... Do you hear it? Yes or no? Pardon? Do you hear it? Yes or no? Or what? The radio? No, not the radio, the sound. The noise that gets drowned out by everything else, but it's always there. You mean like tinnitus? Worse than that. Worse than any sound produced by man, or nature, or anything else on this planet. Its origins are somewhere far worse than from that of Earth. Well, if it's not from Earth, then where did this noise come from? It came from the microphone. Loop Beer Films shamefully presents Participation Award nominee Jacob Scott, Lamp aficionado Victor Garcia. It came from the microphone. Victor Garcia of mine.
Yes, Jake of mine.
Oh, that makes me really special.
Because you are mine. I do own you legally.
Oh shit! Was that what that barcode was?
I signed the papers, and yeah. I mean,
whoa, guys! It's like reverse racism. The white man is being owned. That's some heavy shit right there. You getting this, Charlie Brooker?
That's right. Emancipation Proclamation. Yeah. Speaking of which,
Bandersnatch. Act 1. Bandersnatch.
Hey! I just want to let you know there's like some Black Mirror spoilers ahead, so yeah.
Yeah, this morning I successfully got all the 5 endings.
You got all 5? Shit,
Yeah.
completionist? Jeez.
Because I had way too much fun.
I did, yeah.
It was by far the most entertaining episode of Black Mirror that I've ever seen. Not the best.
Oh, entertaining, yeah.
But entertaining and just purely for fun, it was so fun to actually like see how many different scenarios and different like things you could get.
I thought I wasn't gonna like it because when it started out, like already when he went into Tuckersoft and it had Metalhead and then Nosedive, it's like fuck, those are like my two least favorite episodes.
That you can actually play Nosedive?
No.
Okay, so there's an Easter egg thing where somehow if you choose a specific amount of choices, you get a post-credit scene. And someone deciphered that one of the songs that Stefan listens to on his headphones, that if you, like some hacker guy, figured it out. And it's a link which you can download and actually play Nosedive the game. That's really cool, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, yeah. But yeah, like, I mean, I'm immediately fascinated by anything that deals with free will and predeterminism and that kind of stuff. So the fact that that became the allegory for the game itself, and that it was meta enough. Like my favorite thing in the whole episode or interactive film, is the whole idea that you're like talking with Stefan and saying
I tried to explain to that fucker what Netflix was. He wouldn't listen to me.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Which leads to
how hard is it to understand?
The brilliant scene where he's with his therapist and his therapist is just like, well, I don't know if you got this yet. Maybe not.
Oh, I've got that, yeah.
But yeah. Or just like, well...
You're an ordinary person.
Yeah, why would this be entertaining? And then if you say,
fuck!
turns into an action scene.
Which, of course, you know we both picked.
Yeah, it's so brilliant. That was amazing. I couldn't believe it.
I took the coward's way out the first time, though. I thought it'd be so hilarious to have all the build-up. It's like, we can escape through the window.
But then,
and
that turns into the, it's all a film. Yeah. Oh, that was just phenomenal.
Is the actor who plays Stefan Mike? Is his name actually Mike, or is it?
No,
Damn it, that wasn't.
His name is actually Fionn Whitehead.
That's right.
And I know him because he's the main soldier in Dunkirk. He's the
Shit!
Yeah.
Okay.
His face is in my wall in my.
Do you think now when he's laying in bed and he has flashbacks to his World War II days, Pax is also in there?
Yeah.
So there's the Nazis and there's Pax next to him.
Yeah. He just gets eaten by a lion.
PAX is also a gaming expo, so that was very distracting for me because I kept just thinking Penny Arcade Expo. Oh, speaking of which, so you know when he wakes up, if you read like the adventure book.
The book, yeah.
And so you get that part where he wakes up and he goes to that weird room with the safe.
Yeah.
And there's 2 passwords.
Well, there's 3 actually.
3.
Because it's Pax, Pat, and Toy.
And Toy.
There's one where you get Toy and you can actually get Rabbit back.
Oh my god! Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that.
That's a really cool. Yeah.
Okay, well, there's 4 because there's also the JFD.
I didn't get that one.
That was one of the first ones. Anyway, so if you choose Pax, obviously Pax comes for you.
The demon, yeah.
Yeah. So and then Pack or what was it? Privacy.
Process and control, like something like
that. Was like 14-year-old Reddit board shit. I'm just saying, man.
But it was funny because it was like what would have made it cheesy for me if the episode wasn't interactive. But what made it fun for me is that he's right because we are controlling it.
I was just a little bit disappointed though. Because I was like, okay, if I put in Pax, I get the demon. Why did I not get a giant Pac-Man come out and eat me? Bunch of hacks!
But that's the thing, what I love about it too, is that in a way, if you're frustrated by Black Mirror twists, you get 5 different ones.
Yeah.
And some of them are not even a twist. Like, there's one of them where it's literally just like he finishes the game, and then he's just not satisfied, and that's one ending. Like, that's one thing. It's you can either choose to make it as basic of a story as possible, or make it super crazy and meta and like.
Well, is there like an ultimate ending, like the one where it's like this is the one above the others? Because the one I got, the one I think's the ultimate ending is if you use the white bear symbol, and then he goes crazy, and then he like chops his dad up, and then he gets the perfect score.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it goes to the meta thing.
That's the ending, and that's the best ending. That ending is.
I got it a Porchi over the computer. I was so happy.
But the other thing that's brilliant is that, to quote one of my favorite boys in one of my favorite shows, Mr. Robot, control is very much so an illusion because a lot of times the choices are the same. Like, at the very end, if you either destroy the computer or throw the tea, same shit. Like, it doesn't matter.
It'd be funny if they cut to, like, the Telltale office, and they saw someone watching the episode, like, motherfucker!
They were
flips over a table. Cancel The Walking Dead. It's already canceled, sir. In fact, this entire office has been taken out. Why are you still here?
Yeah.
I have nowhere else to go.
What I like the most is that, like, you can tell that this is the most challenging kind of story to make because you have to just think of every like possible scenario. And you have to make sure that the player or the viewer gets the grasp of like every choice affects something else.
Right.
So I love that in my second go around, I basically because like the first time I played, I was like my objective is just to get Stefan to finish the game. That was just my objective. I want him to finish the game, no matter what. I just want him to finish the game. Fuck like his dad and his relationships or whatever. And then the second time around, the opposite. I want him to like be good with his dad, to get well mentally. That was my goal. In the second go around. And I noticed that in the first go around, like there's little details like when he's buying the records at the record store. In the first go around, if you don't try to be nice, you don't say thank you. And then the second one, he actually says thank you, and he's like a slightly nicer person. So there's
really?
There's like little changes, little details that actually make a difference in how you do the playthrough. Like not even big plot moments, just like character beats. So he's just slightly nicer, slightly more open. If you like play it wanting to be a nice person, so like if you don't shout at your dad, or if you don't punch shit or shit like that.
How can you not shout at your dad though? Because he wants to destroy a computer, and that ends the game.
That ends the game. Yeah, what I'm saying is that if you're not as aggressive, because there's other choices that are like you're more directly aggressive with your dad, and you choose to not have the pills or not go to see Dr. Haynes or whatever. So like little things like that affect a little bit of how your character.
But here's my question, because if I know Black Mirror, which I admittedly don't know fully, but if I
no, but you get the
have a
gist of
good
it.
sense of Charlie Brooker and their team,
And his obsession with just being dork as fuck. Yeah.
but are the decisions that seem like the most inconsequential? Like, because I have the tiniest feeling that whether or not you choose the sugar cereal or the Frosties
Doesn't matter.
God damn it! I was really.
That's the thing, is that it's both very important what choices you make, and at the same time, it's not, because part of the theme of the show, of the episode rather, is that even when you're presented the choice, it's meaningless.
Right.
It's still predetermined by Netflix. It's still predetermined by Charlie Brooker himself. So it's so meta.
What the fuck
that,
is
like,
Netflix?
That even when you think you have free will, you don't, and that's. I don't
know.
Yeah.
Just part of me felt like, well, if you choose the Frosties, you get a completely different story compared
it's just
to
literally
Sugar
you get an advertisement. That's it.
Which is still cool though.
It's pretty cool, yeah.
But it's even more impressive because it's all live action footage. So like you're not even 3D.
They had over 5 hours of footage.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
And that's really cool. That's really cool. And I mean, I'm saying I would actually think this episode, for those who especially don't like Black Mirror, is the one I would recommend, because it's the least. It's the least like social commentary preachy one I can think of.
Oh yeah.
Because it doesn't, like, sure, you can argue it has messages, but it's not about it. It's more about a concept. It's more about a fun, fascinating story that you can follow, rather than just like, technology's bad. It's more
technology.
It's not too on the nose.
I hate you.
But you know what I mean? Like, so the worst Black Mirror episodes get too preachy, and they get too in your face about their social commentary.
Oh, trust me.
Social
media bad.
Yeah.
That's real subtle, guys. That's one of the best episodes ever.
And so for a show that's as mixed bag as Black Mirror, this was phenomenal. I really enjoyed every second of it because of how much genuine fun and how really quite brilliant I think the meta-ness of it was.
I don't know. Like, I don't get me wrong. I loved it. It was just like, I don't know, because for me, I still think the best one that uses the whole meta is Stanley Parable.
Yeah.
Followed close by Doki Doki Literature Club. And then one game called One Shot, which I also thought was pretty, like, no, this one's still great.
Yeah.
I just felt like the real Black Mirror game would be something like Stanley Parable.
Yeah. That would be the best version of it. Like, the most, like, complete version.
But at the same time, you're constricted by the Netflix, like, interactive format, so there's not, like, a whole... You can't have a full segment where you... would be great if, like... Every time you had to move, you had to click just arrow, he'd move a little bit, and you had to click an arrow, move it a little bit, and take like 30 seconds to load each one.
That's insane. But yeah.
By the way, so, because when the title was revealed of Bandersnatch, people thought it was from the poem, the Jabberwocky poem, but it was actually...
Lewis Carroll, yeah.
Yeah, but that was actually from like a Choose Your... Is that an actual book?
No.
It's not?
It's made up. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's the other thing, is that Charlie Brooker's, like, whatever you may think of him as a writer, and like his writing quality varies, but like he's so good at world building.
Oh, yeah.
Because he makes up the name for every fucking thing, like the book, the like whatever show with the game reviewers, all that shit.
Oh my god, the fucking discount Austin Powers.
That asshole of just like, that's a good 2.5 stars out of 5.
2 out of 5. Gotta try again.
Yeah,
fuck you.
What an asshole. And there's like one ending where he just keeps like saying all the bad shit about it, and he just cuts to black.
God damn it! Why?
That was why.
Like,
in my first outing, all I wanted was just to get the perfect game, because I just wanted him to give me a 5 out of 5 review.
You were desperate for Senpai's approval.
All I wanted was him to be like the best game of all time.
Okay,
that's all I wanted.
Too much water.
Yeah.
That'd be great if they made that joke.
Yeah.
But okay, but here's one of the things that, like, of course, me being me, I had to find the problems with it. And there's one thing that I should have seen this coming, because of course it's Black Mirror, it's Charlie Brooker. I should have seen like that was the correct route. But the whole part where it's like, okay, you presented this to Tucker Soft and everything. He's like, we can just do it all in house. We got all the resources and everything, and you're punished if you say yes. But let's get some context here. This is 1984. This isn't like in the realm of indie games where you could do this all at your house. This is, especially for the ambitious project that he had. You would need like the music team and the writing team and the sound design. Everybody's like, no. You have to be the independent artist, man. Can't give into the corporation.
But I understand what, like, the...
I mean, it works better for the story.
No, yeah, it makes sense what he was saying, though. Just, like, yeah, for, like, a fun action game, it makes more sense. But, like, for something that is sort of, like, a concept piece, something that's very much so, like...
I don't know.
Like, it would benefit from people helping out, obviously. But I think again, it goes with the whole theme of the episode and him, like, slowly losing his mind. So, like, if that wasn't part of it, then it would just
No.
lose a significant
Again, it
part.
works for the story. Just for me, it's like,
No, yeah.
it's 1984. No one would be doing this unless you're that guy who did E.T. But look
No, yeah.
how great that turned out.
No, yeah, greatest game of all time.
I think they were kind of trying to draw a parallel to that, though, because he was like, we gotta get it in by Christmas, and that was the whole thing for E.T., because it was rushed for Christmas.
Maybe.
I don't know if that was supposed to be
Maybe.
a thing,
Maybe.
but...
Yeah, but I freaking adored it, and I thought very much so that once again, Black Mirror is the most mixed bag show because it can either be so brilliant that it's like some of the best things ever, and then it can just be so shitty.
I still think Playtest is the best video game centered episode, and then
Yeah.
USS Callister. But this one still was...
But Playtest is the best. Though.
Oh, yeah.
Playtest is the best.
Because even that one's not really preachy. It's like
It's
that
more
one,
of a story too. It doesn't try to have force feed a message in any way. It's just a really clever story.
It's not even like poking the finger at anyone. It's not like, oh, how dare you, technology, why did you do this? It's really just about a man confronting
his fears.
Yeah, his fears,
Yeah.
basically. And that had nothing really to do with the technology other than the fact that it...
That technology is the device, but that's it. Yeah, literally the device. But yeah. Well, first off, Mr. Scott, I wanted to ask you just how you doing, how you feeling during this Christmas season, and just how you've been these last few days.
I'm feeling really great, especially because I got the Great Wall of China out of my right ear.
Okay.
Story time for that. So,
Story time.
You know how you get some certain like family traits passed down, like, oh, you have your mother's blue eyes, or you have your uncle's legs. Yes. But your
literally.
Uncle's hairy. Yes,
we
gave them to you because your original legs were weak. Anyway, yeah. So apparently, one of the things I got is my right ear produces an above average amount of earwax.
Okay. And
that after a certain amount of time, it will clog, and that's also, it has to do with like my diet and everything. I've had a shit diet recently, so I've been producing more. So it's like. So I'm like, all right, fuck.
So that disables your ability to hear.
To hear, and it had like, it was like this loud as shit ringing.
Like tinnitus, almost?
Basically, it was tinnitus, essentially. And I had that for like maybe a week. And this had happened before, and I got it.
If you say it's pronounced tinnitus, you can suck my weed.
Are you one of those people who gets mad when someone calls it debris?
Exactly.
Oh, damn it, all the debris killed my farm.
That's right.
And my wife.
My chauffeur.
On my caramel bar.
That's oh boy, that's a big one.
Anyway, so but luckily one of my neighbors, the house right down over there, is
this is great for podcast listeners. So right over there.
They're right. Yes, you can see. As you can see, listeners.
As you can see, I'm pointing right.
Just gotta imagine it.
Yeah.
It looks like it's square.
Yeah.
It's got a door. And a garage, as the
Yeah.
Brits say.
Yeah.
And windows.
Well,
so
if it's a garage, it's not an apartment. It's a flat.
It's a flat. It's a tree house, technically.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, that basically narrows it down to one house. Anyway,
Cheerio.
So, good luck, stalkers.
Yeah.
So anyway, Anthony, this guy's name is. He's a doctor. I don't know what profession. But anyway, he's got the tools that can get the shit out of my ear. That's basically what you need to know. Mm-hmm. So I came over. I dressed real nice. I combed my hair and everything. I basically look,
you
man.
Want to look perfect for it.
Oh yeah. Take him out dinner.
Yeah.
And all that
have
stuff.
children with them. Then
divorce
them, and then
you asshole.
Divorce them, and then have the rights of the kids so you can't see them on the weekends. And then,
oh fuck!
And then like
is this something you're planning?
No, I wouldn't know. I have secrets.
Come on, one
this
night.
This is not a podcast about me letting out my secrets.
Well, next time on Serial.
I have secrets.
Isn't that every Serial episode essentially?
Exactly.
Let's make a podcast called Serial, spelled C-E-R-E-A-L. Yeah, Serial. And it's just about the mascots.
Yeah.
The breakfast mascots killing each other. Great.
Tony the Tiger gets my vote. Yeah. So anyway, Anthony, fix your ear.
Anthony, yeah, well, okay, so he comes in and he's like, hey, look, man, my dad's in between jobs right now, so we can't really go to the actual doctor because we don't have the insurance and everything, so I can't really get the treatment. And I remember my mom told me that you could handle this sort of stuff could you please, like,
Could I get an appointment with you?
right now? And he's like, oh yeah, sure. He was very nice and
Well,
everything.
he's a very nice guy.
Let me in. Oh yeah. Those guys are really cool. Subscribe to the Patreon. Anyway,
Yeah.
so he sat me down. He gets like, shines a light and he's like telling me, I was like, because there was one point when he was going through, it's like, there's even more. How do you, okay. And it was
You're
like,
an anomaly.
no, it's like, oh yeah, it's good to know medical anomaly, because this guy has seen many a year.
Yeah.
From what I've heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's seen his share of years.
Oh yeah,
and
and
this is
toes.
unlike any year.
And unlike
I've
any
ever
year.
encountered.
No, because he was telling me there was like layers. He was like, okay, so it's like, oh, he's like, okay, so we're towards the start here. You got light brown, but apparently the further he went, there was like black. So it was like, oh my god,
What is the fucking Matrix? You got black goo inside you.
I honestly, part of me thinks they just capitalize on this. Go to like a freak show circus, like, hey, so what's up with you? It's like, well, my right ear can produce an ungodly amount of wax.
Are you Venom?
Yes.
Okay.
But no, it's like,
I mean,
wow.
I wrote a song about you.
Oh damn it, really?
Yeah.
Oh
Did
shit.
you know that? It's how when is your how it goes?
Go do it. Do it, pro rapper Victor Garcia.
That's how it goes. Oh, you enjoyed that. Editor Jake, hope you enjoyed that party. I hope you forgot.
Now my ear is actually
Yeah.
busted. Now it does have tinnitus.
That's right.
But yeah, so but my god, like, even though it's already happened to me, like the feeling of like, there's something about the whole thing of almost losing one of your senses, but then
It's
gaining
terrifying.
it back.
No, it's
it
so,
makes you appreciate it so much more.
Yeah, and it's so comforting too because for a second you're like, am I ever going to get it back? And then it just comes back and you're like, holy, thank God, man. Yeah.
He had to
Just
like,
the relief that you got it back.
he had to like boost up the pressure though, like, because he had one of those, he called it like a water pick, and he just like,
Did it hurt? Or
it was like a second of soreness, and then it went away. And he was asking like, "Is it okay? Is it okay?" He's like, "Yeah." Like water was trickling, like my entire shirt got wet. But it comes with the meal. I'm just sad that we didn't have like Miss Frizzle. It's like, okay, class, to the bus. We're gonna go into Jake's fucked up beer. Woo! Can I just say that Miss Frizzle is a psychopath?
she sounds like one, sure.
Well, no, because like when you watch it as a kid, of course, you're like, oh yeah, Magic School Bus, we're going on an adventure. But then you grow up and you realize the legal ramifications if one of these kids got hurt in any way, shape, or form. Like, I just imagine, like, they're on one of their, like, little escapades, and they're like, we're exploring the Amazon rainforest. What's that, Miss Frizzle? Oh, shit, that's a tiger. Oh, fuck, it's got Ralphie. And it's just, like, blood everywhere, and, like, you hear the bone crunch. He's like, according to my research, Ralphie's dead. Dogs.
Dogs. They're little rascals, man. I look at them at a pet store, and I say to myself, is he a dog or am I a dog? Am I having a shaggy dog situation? And whenever I say that, I have an existential crisis, as I do with my children.
Oh, yeah.
And I think to myself, get in real close, will you? I get in real close, and I say, if I feed you a dog treat, does that make you my bitch forever? And I wonder if I'm someone else's bitch because I've eaten dog treats at a Thanksgiving party just the last week.
That was my Thanksgiving party. That's where all my dog treats went.
You're
Martin! Martin, what the hell, man?
Hey, Richard, I haven't seen you since last week.
I've been talking to you for 2 hours now.
Take off your mask. That's why I can't see your face. That's
Let's
why
try around our masquerade ball.
Yeah.
The Mafia's
Don't you hate
bi-monthly masquerade.
Don't you hate it when that happens all the time?
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah. When you're at a pet store and you recognize that you're someone else's bitch because we couldn't see them.
And I realized I didn't have free will, so
someone else
I made a
choices.
1984 game.
Yeah.
About a book that doesn't exist.
And lost your sanity and then beat your dad up because he hit a rabbit from you when you were a kid.
God damn it! I was almost a furry at that point.
No, yeah, he would.
That was my persona.
Yeah.
Rabbit was my persona. You took it from me. You can't embrace who I am.
And personally, my persona is the hamster for G-Force, but we'll discuss.
Oh fuck, man! Can I see porn of that?
Yeah.
We'll be right back after these messages.
It Came From the Microphone is proudly sponsored by Blottable. Blottable is a streaming service with over 12 audio cuts to choose from. Take your smut wherever you go. Listen on your phone, tablet, dildo, it works on almost any device. Membership is only 3,009 gallons of blood a month, but they're offering an exclusive 2-second free trial for our listeners. Go to mmm.blottable.org and type in the word microphone for 30% off your lifespan. You can cancel anytime, and if you don't like it...
And now, back to our show on The Hub.
Act 2. Christmas, Titanic, and other disasters.
How was your Christmas?
Well, I actually have a funny story too, believe it or not.
Oh,
So, for Christmas Day, I got the drone that I asked for.
All
basically.
right.
Yeah. And the reason why I wanted it was because I wanted to practice taking like overhead shots and just cool pictures that I couldn't. Basically, since I don't have any money to afford real filming equipment, I wanted to just do like crane shots or fancy shots rather with just a drone, basically.
I mean, I just go out and get a crane, like the bird, and I tape a camera to it.
Yeah.
That works fine.
No, yeah.
Peter's still on my ass about it. I don't care.
Oh,
Fuck him.
yeah. I mean,
I wear a Tanuki suit whenever I go by her office. It's just a pistol. Anyway, keep going.
sounds like a good deal. So on Christmas Day, basically, me, my dad, my grandpa, and I go out into this parking lot to practice how to pilot it, basically. So there's two disadvantages to having this drone, even though it works great, it has the camera built inside, it's cool, whatever. There's the two things.
What if it said that on the box? Anyway.
No, yeah, that's how it was sold.
It's cool, it's got the camera side, it's cool, whatever.
No, yeah. The two things is that, first, the battery life is very low, so it comes with two batteries, and each battery lasts about like 8 minutes.
Okay, what?
Yeah. And so it takes about an hour to recharge each, and then the maximum amount of time you can have is about like it says 16 minutes, but really it's about 20. So then you have maximum of 20 minutes to get as many shots as you want. But then the big like weakness, the kryptonite of the drone is wind. Any wind will knock that fucking guy over because it's very light. It's very light.
Damn it! I can't reenact Twister and go into the center of the hurricane.
That's right.
Pull it onto a pole. My ex-wife.
Which you should try out. It totally works. So yeah, anytime there's a big gush of wind, it will knock that shit over. And so basically, that's why we found that on the very first day. So basically, the lesson was like, you gotta be careful. So then cut to yesterday, right? I'm gonna spend, like yesterday I spent most of the day at another friend's house, humble brag. And so, Dad, I know that was just a joke. But Dad asked me, hey, can you recharge the batteries? I want to play with the drone while you're like at your friend's house, and I want to like test it out or whatever. So I recharge the batteries. I spend the day at a friend's house. Then my dad picks me up and he's like, so big. I got a little story. I lost the drone.
You're pregnant. Oh.
I lost the drone by getting you pregnant. That's what I wanted to tell you. The drone's a baby.
I can actually visually see that. You just get in, it's like, okay, bye, thanks. It's like, hey, Dad, what's up? So I got a little something to tell you.
Yeah.
Lost the drone.
Yeah.
So what, was he just flying around and the wind just kind of blew it somewhere?
Yeah. Okay, so here's what happened. Dad went to the parking lot, right? And it wasn't particularly windy. He was keeping it low. He was keeping it at like 4 feet above the ground. And he was feeling confident after a few minutes. He was like, it's not windy. I can go a little higher. As soon as he got it to 15 feet, a fucking gush of wind went.
What?
And made it just fly over some bush until Dad couldn't see it. Dad proceeds to spend a whole hour looking for it.
Oh.
Here's the best part. You can control the drone with your phone, and you have the POV of the drone from your phone. When he found it in some swamp, like super deep in a hole where he couldn't reach it, and he saw the POV of the drone slowly sinking to death. And he compared it to the sinking of the Titanic. So it was in my heart will go on.
I'll never let drone.
Yeah. So yeah, he already bought the replacement on Amazon, so it's coming later this week.
Oh,
man. But that drone is fucked forever. It's lost in some mud waters in some hole next to the church parking lot next to my home. So yeah, that's what happened to my dear old drone.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Poor drone, man.
Snake.
Yeah.
Tit.
So there it lies forever.
Just put the Dark Souls you died or something.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, wasted.
Oh, there we go. Just put a bunch of different game overs.
No, yeah. And so yeah, my
Where's the drone? You dropped the drone. Cut to the Finding Nemo. Oh no, the mask! The mask, grab it!
That's right. So yeah, that's what happened to me. But apart from that, it was just, well, here's I wanna propose. Well, like see if you've gone through this similar situation.
Sure.
Have you ever had the experience
Mhm.
where some friend of either your mom or your dad invites you to like a Christmas party, and there's like a bunch of people you don't know, and there's not any people that are your age?
Oh yeah.
specifically?
Oh yeah.
So you're just kind of awkwardly.
Oh,
just-
look at that nice cabinet.
Yeah.
The shelves.
Yeah.
I like. So kind of dead tonight, isn't
You
it?
sit down at your sofa. You pull out your phone for no reason.
Oh no!
You know you're not gonna use it.
No, you're not
Yeah.
using it. You're
Yeah.
just looking at like the homepage, just
Yeah.
saying it's like.
Yeah, you keep pressing the same password.
yeah.
Just to open and close the phone repeatedly. You read some article you already read.
Yeah.
You try to see if anyone's texting. No one's responding.
No.
They're all celebrating Christmas without you.
Oh yeah.
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 And you're just in this pretty like terrible situation where you're just waiting till people say it's time to eat, but of course it's gonna take long because it's
Oh,
still in
no,
the oven. Yeah. So you're just not doing
Turkey's
anything,
on fire.
and you feel kind of awkward to be like, "Can I have a drink, please?" Because you don't know these people.
No.
It's the first time talking to them. And sometimes, eventually, there'll come a point where one of your relatives is like alone, and you can talk to them for a little bit, but then they go back
Oh,
to
yeah.
the adults, and you're alone again. So you're just sitting down at the sofa for like an hour, not doing anything, and then of course the kiddos come in,
Oh yeah.
and they're like, "We're gonna put in some Christmas movies."
I'm gonna do some Fortnite.
Yeah. Thankfully that didn't happen, but,
Oh damn! You're the one of the lucky ones.
oh damn! But yeah, that was the actual thing that I went through on Christmas Eve. That was the actual experience that I had. But apart from that, then
Well, isn't it like sometimes there'll be a relative you just don't want to talk to,
yeah,
and then
Like that
but they want to talk to you,
that annoying cousin. Or
and
something,
then they'll see you and they're like, oh yeah,
I got
and
my
then
eye
there's
on
like,
you.
no, a gust of wind, there's my throne. But
Let me join you in the hole.
yeah, there you go.
You go to Narnia.
Oh shit!
It's a
It
good
was the swamp all along. I kept checking the wardrobes.
Yeah, but yeah, that unfortunately did happen, and it keeps happening. But maybe one day that will change. No, yeah, because I think what Christmas is for me has changed a little bit along the years. Because obviously most of my relatives aren't here; they're in back in Venezuela or Minnesota, whatever you may prefer to call
Oh
it.
yeah.
So basically, since my parents don't want to spend it just with us four alone in the house, they want to have some company and stuff. But now that's the thing, is that they know their friends and they know how to have a good time and socialize. But I'm just kind of just like, well, I don't know these people, and I mean they seem nice.
Mhm.
They seem like good people. It's just I don't know any of them, and they're hanging out because no one wants to be with some fuckboy teenage son. They want to talk to the adults. So
Oh
like,
yeah.
So you're just kind of there, and no one's your age, and it's either really adult people or just 4-year-olds hanging out with Victoria over there. And
Yeah,
it's
you
just
just
like,
can't have anyone in between.
Yeah.
No, I completely relate to that. And
Yeah.
most of the time, I don't even really stay outside. I just find an empty room to myself. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
let me know when the turkey's done.
No, yeah.
Okay.
I'll join you for dinner. Gladly.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I'll say thank you for the food, thank you for the service. It's been great.
Yeah.
But that's about it. But yeah, that's the length of my socialization with you.
To quote, to quote Black Mirror, we'll be right back.
Yeah.
Or be right back.
Be right back.
Damn it.
We'll be right back.
So,
Yes.
Victor,
Yes.
I was thinking,
Yes,
do you know where... What?
Yes, Harold. I don't know.
Yeah, okay. Do you
Yes,
know where
Peter.
the term... God damn it. Do you know where the term podcasting comes from? Or podcast?
I do believe I do not. So please enlighten me and let me know where did it.
Okay, because, like, I don't know if this... It could be, like, most people don't know this, or it could be one of those things, like, did you know that Frankenstein is actually about...
Henry.
Yeah. What? No.
Because remember in the 30s version for Henry Frankenstein.
Henry,
not
no, yeah.
Victor Frankenstein.
It was written by Percy Shelley. Anyway, these Frankensteins, that's the name of the creator, not the monster. Anyway, so
I
it could be
don't think
that.
it's that commonly known. So
Anyway.
I think it might be actually a legit fun fact.
It's a portmanteau of iPod and broadcast,
Mhm.
because these radio shows, like, that was one of the features of the iPods. You can listen to music, but you can also listen to your favorite talk shows. And it's like, oh, so there's shows that are broadcast, so you listen to them on your iPod. I'll
Yeah.
call them broad
Pod.
Damn it, that's not good enough. Podcasting, fine.
Oh, yeah?
But the whole concept of like radio shows
Mhm.
in general, that goes like way farther back.
Yeah.
And I was like so curious about this when we were planning on doing. I came from the microphone. And I was like, I want
Yeah, your
to brush
research,
up on my
yeah.
history. You know?
Yes. Yeah.
So apparently, like mid 1940s, there's, and of course, like radio was basically the biggest form of entertainment at the time. You know, no TV, no internet, anything.
Yeah.
So I never, you know, all we
It was the bee's knees.
Yeah, that's what you say. Bucker up, sucker. And
Yeah,
just get-
especially after War of the Worlds. That
Oh,
changed
yeah.
radio forever because that was the big one where people stopped thinking it was just a story and they thought it was real.
Mhm.
And so that really changed things. Thanks to you, Orson Welles, you fucking asshole.
God.
God, you only made that and then Citizen Kane and you did it all before you were 25. You fucking.
How dare you be talented? Fuck you.
No, Orson Welles, by the way, if you want to read up on someone who is fascinating from beginning to end, Orson Welles is one of the most fascinating people ever. He's fucking phenomenal. Because after Citizen Kane, after making supposedly the best movie ever made, he got fucked over by Hollywood for the rest of his life.
Of course.
No, yeah. Sorry to sidetrack that. But
No, that's all right. So apparently, anyway, so you have radio, this big medium. You got those classic photos of like all the families gathering around the radio for like various things, and that was like, and of course, sure enough, soon people realize, or executives realize, oh, we can use this for advertising, you know, because we got to have money.
Yeah.
Anyway, so on this one CBS show, they're selling ad time. I believe it was like a game show or something, or maybe it was like a radio drama. Either way, so this guy named Thomas G. Harding, he wanted to promote his new toothpaste that he had, and he was kind of like this kind of big local guy from New York, and he was trying to expand his brand, get the word out there about his new toothpaste.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes on to this show and they cut for an ad break, and he does this bit with one of his friends and kind of coworkers, and he does this bit where he has like this little, you know, catchy conversation about it. It's like, oh yeah, haven't you tried this new toothpaste? Ain't it great? It's like, it makes my pearly whites even whiter, and then 40 stuff. They're weird. Anyway, so
they all just speak louder a little bit for no reason whatsoever.
Kind of the same dialect too. Anyway,
yeah.
So the commercial finishes, and like, all right, cool, we got it done. Hope to get those sales in. And they look, and the producer's like, you know, keep going. He makes that motion. He's like,
yeah.
Wait, what's going on? What's happening? And apparently he looks, and apparently what had happened when he had signed, a lot of the paperwork and the forms to get the ad time. When he thought he wrote 30 seconds, he wrote 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So now he's like, shit, I have like 29 minutes
of just nothing.
And he and he looks at his partner, and they just start talking. They start to like, oh wow, well wasn't that a show, folks? We would like to talk about what goes into our toothpaste and how that's all starts going. And they just kind of wing it throughout the entire remainder of their ad time.
Yeah.
And people were interested, and they were like leaning in. It's like, oh wow, that's kind of cool. And they liked the whole idea of people just kind of like talking about various topics over a prolonged period of time, and that was still kind of a foreign concept. You had like talk shows that like my next guest is, and you had dramas and everything that.
But it was even before talk shows were popular and stuff. So like it was the first instance where people like probably got to see anything where people just talked basically.
Oh yeah. So from then on, people kind of took that concept and they started to make essentially podcasts. Before, of course, they were recording that, but that was essentially the beginning of what the podcast
show,
was.
Yeah, because that is interesting. Just like when you're listening to something like this, you're not listening to a narrative. You're not really listening to something that's scripted. You're listening to just a very natural freewheeling.
That story is just as interesting as the Elder Pack movie. Act 3.
Well, actually, I wanted to...
You do realize I made that entire story up, right?
You did?
That's why he said with the Elder Pack thing.
Oh.
I'm fucking with you. I have no idea.
So none of it is real?
None of it was real.
But you said it with such conviction.
I know.
Good job. I mean, I really thought that was just...
Now I have to tell the Elder Pack story.
Oh, damn it.
Can we do that real quick? Act 3. The Elder Pack story.
No. I'm ashamed of it.
No one's going to have any context.
But it makes me really... I just really...
So don't worry. Look, that's the great thing about this podcast is that no matter what we say or like how embarrassing.
No, but it's just that story in particular just pisses me off because it's such a
We made Delighted. How you can't?
No, but that's fine. But that story pisses me off because it was such a simple fucking thing that he could have. Okay, if you want, you can explain it.
Okay, so
fucking Peter. By the way, Peter Buck, if you're listening to this, you're one of my favorite people on earth. I mean it. I adore you. It's just that day was tough in specific, but okay.
The calendar says it's opposite day. Anyway,
yes.
so
I hate you guys.
So, so back in days of old, when this man Victor was part of our school's broadcast, he was doing a segment on what was it, like favorite Halloween movies.
Yeah.
And
favorite horror movies.
Favorite horror movies.
Yeah.
So, and he got us, and we went to like the Chick-fil-A that was near our school, and he was interviewing each of us, like little segments about what our favorite one is and why we love it.
And take in mind, this one of my interview subjects with my very good friend Peter Buck could have chosen any horror movie ever released.
However, Peter, ever the clever one, decided that he would make up a H.P. Lovecraft movie about a short. I think the short story was just it wasn't a movie. It was called The Elder Pack, and he was basically he was describing the entire plot and everything. He was like, so yeah, it's about like these 4 guys who like I completely forgot what it was. Something about a ship or something.
And then of course, me being the prick, I decided to go along pretending to know what this was because of course I wouldn't embarrass myself in front of my friends.
Victor, you know every movie.
Yeah, obviously, there's no way
There's
that
no way you can.
I haven't just pretended to know something just to not seem like I don't know anything. So I went along and I was like, yeah, I've seen this Elder Pack movie. Yeah, I heard about it and stuff and shit. And I went along with it even though I had no idea what it was.
And when he's done with the footage, when he's done with Peter's part, Peter comes down and sits next to me, and he says like, I forgot what he said. It's something about like that movie. I think I said to him, that sounds pretty great. I think I should check that out. And he's like, Jake, that movie doesn't exist. And he's whispering that to me when he's interviewing someone else. So we're all wrapping up. Victor's got all the footage he wanted and everything. And Victor goes over to Peter and he's like, oh man, that Elder Pack movie sounds pretty good. I think I should read it out. And then I went over to you and I was like, yeah, Victor, that sounds like a really good movie. You should really check it out. And Peter went too. He's like, yeah, you really should, man. And he's just looking at us. Victor just looked at both of us. It's like,
yeah.
What? It's like, I get it. I haven't seen it yet. So what's? And I said, Victor, there's no such thing as an Elder Pack movie.
In the minute.
And the look on your...
I think there's no better time to say that I wasn't angry, but I was very disappointed. And then Peter tried to justify his reason to do that by saying, I just don't watch so many horror movies. And here's the thing. At that point, you can choose anything and pretend that you've seen it.
He's good at bullshit.
Yeah, we all are. We can just, like, if you've never seen The Exorcist, you can still be like, oh yeah, it's super scary because everyone else says that. So you can just pretend.
I love the effects. I love the demon.
Yeah, that's it. And that would have been enough. But my boy, Peter, was just like, the Elder Pack movie's great. And it bamboozled me. And
did he ever?
Ever since then, I've never trusted him.
Did he ever say exactly why? I think he's just being Peter and just wanted to fuck with you.
That too. But also because he was just like, well, man, I don't watch horror movies, so I don't have a favorite
That's
movie.
right.
And it was just like, well, you can bullshit your way through, but just not in that way. Not straight up, like, lie about a movie that doesn't exist. But that's all right. It's not a big deal.
Matt Groening, the guy who did The Simpsons, in college, he ran an entire newspaper article called Mix Up or something, where he would, like, talk about albums and bands, like these really obscure bands. I did that in quotes, by the way. And they were fake. Yeah, everybody like talked about them like they're real bands. Everyone bitched about it. I was like, this isn't a real band. What the fuck, man? You know music. You should write this column. And he was like, and then he, like every column, the column that followed the one where he had lied, he would state like, I apologize for this. I thought I was talking about a band when it really didn't exist. I'm sorry. I will now go on to reporting about actual music with actual bands. And then you immediately follow up with bands that don't exist.
Well, that's great.
Act 4. Gertie X GLaDOS. Oh yeah, ooh damn, you see them new Sonic posters come out?
I didn't, I don't want to.
Those legs.
Those legs.
Baby. I hope they make just body pillows just of the legs.
Yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog movie merch site. Furry legs.
I just want people to be aware of the fact that we haven't gotten any actual footage from the Sonic movie.
God.
And just by the posters, there's been already so much talk, and probably a lot of fan fiction already by this point.
Yeah, most of them by me.
Yeah, which you can check out in this link.
My Wattpad.
Yeah, exactly. And so, link in the description. So yeah, it's pretty insane to me when something already becomes famous without ever, like, releasing footage beforehand. It's just, like, it's already famous in the sense of, like, it's had so many people making fun of it, and so many people are, like, already, like, just talking about it nonstop, basically. Just because it's become, like, a meme at this point.
Well, it's one of those scenarios where it's, like, there's like that whole part of me is like, well, you can't really judge something based on the first few images you've seen, but at the same time, when
How could
like,
you not?
how
When it's
could
that,
you?
yeah.
It's like that's like looking at some crime scene photos and seeing the killer with a sign in his hand saying like,
And
I
being like,
killed this lady.
Well, we haven't had a trial
Well, we
yet.
haven't
but-
seen a whole lot of
Yeah.
stuff. Some other stuff could come
He
to
might be
light.
innocent, and there's a photo of him like holding the.
Yeah, maybe that's just the
Well,
lighting. Maybe
yeah.
that's one of the optical illusions on the image.
No, yeah.
Who knows?
I mean, as my favorite bullshit excuse says, it's just like it's your word against mine. So I mean,
My favorite excuse to get out of room is my ice cream's getting
getting
cold.
cold.
Yeah, and then you just run out. It
Yeah.
fools them every time. Speaking of which, my ice cream's getting cold.
Oh.
I'm not that I'm like super into this podcast. I'm just kidding.
No, yeah.
Um,
I'm having a terrible time here. I don't like talking. I like being mute.
at the same time, well, like the Duncan Jones movie.
Well, if that's the case, then I'm okay at
You're
best.
subpar. Damn.
No, that's not
Actually,
true.
most people would agree with
No,
you on
that's
that.
not true. That's an underrated movie. I think Mute is a movie that everyone should at least give a chance because you might
Give it a good old chance.
you might find something you might like. It's just that compared to his best work, I don't think it's quite that good. But I mean, it's still pretty impressive for what it is.
You think he's gonna make a movie called Mars, where it's Sam Rockwell, and instead of on the moon, he's on Mars, and
I think
and
he should.
Gertie,
I think he should make.
Gertie's a sex robot,
Oh, he already is.
and
Kevin Spacey. He should.
can,
should make
can
it.
I have a Gertie X GLaDOS fanfiction, please?
But yeah, it's already a fan fiction for that.
The dildo is entering.
Talking
into
about lighthearted subjects like Kevin Spacey, did you see?
what?
Because Kevin
What is that,
Spacey-
like a Netflix category?
Yes. Because I said Kevin Spacey because he plays Gertie.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see that fucking crazy ass Kevin Spacey video that he published on Christmas Eve?
No.
Okay. So on Christmas
Is he
Eve.
touching the little boy again?
No.
God, I'm sorry.
I know. It's okay. I alluded to it previously, so we both know what we're
It's
talking
all right.
Yeah.
We're both going to hell anyways.
Yeah.
If not for this, then for several other reasons. Anyway,
Yes.
continue.
So on Christmas Eve, the most beautiful and wholesome of days,
Mm-hmm.
he publishes a video under Kevin Spacey. That's the channel. First video.
He has a YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Shit.
And you can tell it was edited on like iMovie. So like
Oh,
it
yeah?
was edited by like his closest like people because no one's gonna make something with him at this point. But basically, it's him. He has a Christmas apron on, and he is speaking with his southern accent from House of Cards, and he's pretending to be Frank Underwood from House of Cards, his
Okay.
character. And he's basically just like talking to the camera like in the show, and he's being like, "Well, you never actually saw me die, did you? Goodbyes can be so deceptive." And then he goes off camera after like 3 minutes of saying how like, oh, like all the allegations made against me and all that shit. It's just like people talking without evidence and shit like that.
Is he speaking as the character or Kevin Spacey? Okay.
We don't know because
I just got a comedic shrug from
Because at this point, like he's gone crazy, presumably. So we don't know what the.
He's
fuck
gone the
doing.
way of the LaBeouf.
Yeah, he's gone one flew over the cuckoo's nest. So it's just like I don't know. Yeah, no. And so at this point, no one knows what he's talking about because he's about to face trial. Like
Oh,
in a few
shit.
days. So we don't know what the
What the
he's
fuck?
gonna do. I don't
That's
know.
kind of creepy,
It's
actually.
horrifying because he's so kind of like chill about it, and he ends the video with like "miss me" and shit, and it's really quite bizarre. And
That sounds like a marketing campaign. It was like, oh, what's the new
But
season
who
of
would
House
do
of
it except
Kevin Spacey?
exactly? You know what I mean? That's the weirdest part is that no one.
I got it. Andy Kaufman's still alive, and this is one of his masterworks.
Dude, honestly, if Andy Kaufman was real to real life, that would be like the most incredible day in human history. I think that would be insane.
If Andy Kaufman were to return, it would be like the most nonchalant, like most like
yeah, he would just be like at a coffee.
anticlimactic.
Yeah, he would just be at a coffee saying, "Oh, wait, and you Andy Kaufman? Yeah,
yeah.
I'm like, didn't you die in 1984? No,
Yeah,
I'm
well, I'm sorry.
That would be first. It would be the greatest prank ever pulled on you.
Oh my god, yeah.
But it would also just be like, my God, where have you been? How did you
I
fake
thought
your
that was
death?
the greatest prank pulled on humanity.
Come on, it's okay. At a certain point, you're not funny anymore. No.
Oh shit!
No.
Words can't bring me down unless they're those words.
Yeah, but I'm sorry.
So what's the Spacey man up to? What's he doing?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. But okay, actually, I feel that now that it's a good time, not to get all serious or to bring a hot take or anything, but
If it was world premiere, we call it shot take.
shot take. But I feel like something that we talk about quite a bit, and something that I feel like should be expressed to those who may listen to this. I think in the case of someone like Kevin Spacey, it's totally acceptable to watch a movie in which he's in.
Oh,
released,
yeah.
And say, man, that was a good performance, without condoning his actions in the real world.
No, Victor. No. He's an asshole, therefore you're an asshole if you appreciate
If you like his movies,
work.
yeah.
You're
Obviously,
literally the spawn of Satan. If you like a bad artist's work.
Yeah. Oh, what's that? You like Today of Finger 7? Well, guess what? Now it's a shitty movie because Kevin Spacey's in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking ruined.
Yeah.
Einstein was a racist, therefore we can't follow the laws of...
Oh, that's right.
We can't follow his 3 laws anymore. I can't. I'm going to do it at a protest.
Yeah. Lincoln has slaves, so therefore...
Boom! Emancipation Proclamation does me shit.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. And so, it's the kind of thing where, like, I understand why one would have trepidation, at least, in, like, seeing an artist's work after they've been accused of something. I get that. I'm just saying, it's okay to like someone's work purely for their work without involving their personal life into it.
My issue is, like, look, if what an artist did hinders you from appreciating that work and you just can't, that's fine.
That's understandable.
But don't go, like, attacking other people.
Don't blame
like,
others for
oh my
liking
god,
work. Yeah.
you like Monty Python? Fucking Terry Gilliam worked on it. He's a asshole because he said an opinion I don't agree with.
He's a
Fuck
asshole.
you.
Yeah, he's a asshole.
He's a basshole.
Yeah.
He's a fish. Called Wanda.
That
Terry
was
Gilliam.
John Cleese, you fuck! How dare you?
I'm sorry if I get my Holy Grail references wrong.
There you go.
Man.
But I always hate it when people blame each other for that kind of shit, because it's like, you can like whatever you want, you know? You can be a fan of whoever you want.
Yeah.
Without ever having to do with personal life.
Our
That's the
taste
thing.
in entertainment oddly holds more significant a value than it should.
Yeah.
Like apparently that like makes or breaks relationships.
Which is such bullshit, because I fully believe that and I mean this wholeheartedly, I believe that I could date someone who doesn't like movies. And I believe that because here's the thing, hear me out. Even though that's a huge part of my life, if someone is smart and funny and beautiful and genuinely is a person that I really like, then whatever my tastes are doesn't matter, you know? Because
all I'm imagining right now is just the scene from La La Land, and you're Ryan Gosling, and Emma Stone's just like, hey guys, just gotta get something out of LA.
I don't like jazz.
I don't like movies. Why? That's such a blanket statement.
Like,
why do you not
why
like
do I do it?
movies?
I'm gonna save movies.
Well, you're not white, so you can't see it. Because that's what La La Land was about, right? It's about a white guy singing jazz. It's cultural appropriation.
By the way, shittiest like reason to hate La La Land I've ever heard. Like, okay, you don't like musicals, fine. You don't think Ryan Gosling is a good actor, fine. La La Land is a white savior movie.
He does look at his feet.
Yes. White savior narrative. That is what the fuck.
No,
could you even arrive at
Victor,
that
you don't
point?
understand. My God, you're such a fucking idiot. because in the movie, Ryan Gosling's character, Sibidin or whatever, Sebby Man says, I'm gonna save jazz, meaning he does save jazz, and it's such like a white privilege
And John Legend
thing.
is black.
Yeah.
And he goes against black.
Yeah.
He never wears black. Except the one time.
No one cares about one time. But no, yeah. Because subtext doesn't exist. It's not like what one character says. The movie might be implying the opposite.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just to show that he's an optimist and he's
or maybe
passionate about
just
his
how he's
medium.
passionate about jazz.
No.
That's
No,
it.
when he says, I want to say
It's
jazz.
literal. He literally wants to say jazz from all black
Oh,
people. He
yes.
hates them. The whole movie's a Trump allegory. He wants them over the wall.
There's an extended ending where he's like Ryan after he closes down Seb's and he drives over to his house and he goes into his basement and he walks in, he creeps in. There's just like a couple black people like, please sir, can we go? I was like, no, I'm keeping jazz from you. This is what has to be done.
I have to save
jazz. There's my privilege. And then he puts on a MAGA hat and then
okay.
he says, Kanye West, you can stay. Oh wait, that joke doesn't work anymore because
Yeah,
he's not doing that.
unfortunately, but I can't get over it. Victor, you're fucking. That cracked me up. It was amazing. Your commitment to just tell me to shut the fuck up.
I'm sorry, I just I absorbed a little too much Reddit there.
No, yeah.
I've actually never been on Reddit yet. I make surprisingly
When it's a good fan base, it's really fun actually because I go into the.
good fan base.
But for the Mr. Robot fan base, it's great because it's just a bunch of people that just love to just obsess over the show and notice little Easter eggs and little details. So, like that's a great Reddit page to go into, like the Mr. Robot fan page and stuff. But yeah, like I really think that in this time and age, you know, the most sensitive time where everyone gets offended so easily, it's okay to like any person's work. It's okay to like anyone as an actor, as a director, as a writer, without taking into consideration what they did in their real life. I think that's fine. You know,
what about Hitler's work? Bitch.
Well, I think
I like Mein Kampf.
Hitler
It's my
was-
favorite novel of all time.
Act 5. I additionally.
But yeah, I do think that as long as we embrace that part of society, we'll be on slightly better. Because that's been the thing recently with the whole Me Too movement is that if you
I additionally.
that's what it should be because it's shorter and it's more catchy. Obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, hashtag I additional.
I additionally.
Yeah.
I like that better.
Or if you like better, me as well. No, myself as well. Myself as well is a good hashtag.
I can't wait to see the feminist frequency article on us.
We are
two cisgendered, well, I was gonna say white males, but two
I'm
cisgender
right on the
males.
inside.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Hold on.
Yeah. And just to be clear, my big message out of this is I hate women.
Oh, yeah.
And I
Despise them.
I can't stand a not he.
I hate women so much. I defied the laws of life, and I came out of my dad instead of my mom.
My dad gave birth to me by himself.
Oh yeah.
He came in himself, and he
What the
gave,
fuck?
and he went through that whole pregnancy like a man, and he took it.
Yeah.
And he gave birth.
Woman
to
can't handle that. What are you talking about? What do you mean they can survive one of those painful
My-
experiences ever
My
made?
dad never got married. He raised me by himself.
The only girl he ever dated was a body pillow.
Yeah. He doesn't like
It was-
to touch women.
This ghost in the... That's always been amazing to me, though. The whole transition, like sometimes it's almost instant.
Yeah.
When you're like, when you're a little kid, like,
And
ew, girls, whatever, and then
it's the opposite,
instantly-
like,
oh
you're
fuck,
hot.
girls.
It's the best,
Ooh.
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Especially when they're in fox suits. I'm just kidding.
No, yeah.
Or am I?
But yeah, it's the weird thing where you grow up and your whole like viewpoint on so many things just changes instantly, and it's at first scary, but then you hopefully get used to it as you go.
Well, talking about like childhood things and just when you look back in your childhood, like you really just like you wish you had the time machine, and you're just like, you fucking god,
Yeah.
waste of molecules. You anyway. So
but hindsight is the worst.
yeah, but but just the things that the Santa tracker, the goddamn Santa tracker, like my god, man, it was literally just a PNG of a little Santa head going down a map.
Yeah.
And I fell for that shit.
Yeah.
Hook, line,
Because you were a
sinker.
little boy, you didn't know better.
No, but here's the thing. Context for me, for my situation specifically, I had already debunked the Easter Bunny and the Tooth Fairy. So I already know those two are
So
real.
you knew the jig was up.
Yeah. Well, I should have connected the dots. It's like, okay, well, clearly
If two of
those are
them
my
were
parents.
real,
But Santa's gotta be real,
Yeah.
right?
because Santa's more elaborate. Because Santa is more, and here's like something that I actually talked with Dad, because Dad was sort of unsure of, because this was the year where they told Vicky basically of the whole thing of just like Santa.
Oh, she knows?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
okay.
right.
Wow.
And thankfully she took it quite well. But we had this talk of like, what is the best way of letting your kid deal with it? Because the worry that a lot of parents have is not necessarily that the kid will be sad upon knowing the truth, but that they will spoil it for their friends, and then the parents of their friends might not have told them already, and they might like cause tension or whatever. But here's the thing and it's something that I've seen a lot to parents do, which is like Santa Claus doesn't have to be a person. It doesn't have to be an actual person. It can be an idea. It can be a concept. It
You're
can be,
Santa Claus.
Yeah.
I am Santa
Yeah.
Claus.
It sounds corny at first, but it really is kind of the best healthy way to do it, because Santa Claus doesn't need to be a physical being. It doesn't have to be a real man that literally comes down. It can be just a spirit, an idea.
An
a concept.
AK-47.
Yeah. It can be a hammer, which you used to kill your pet rabbit.
Yeah.
It can be the gun that you used to rob a store or a 7-Eleven. You know, it can be anything you want it to be, as long as it's all holly and jolly.
Mm-hmm.
Rob a 7-Eleven.
I'm gonna. I was gonna make a reference to clothes, but that'd be too obscure for the room.
Oh, that's right. For all of you fans of literature.
Yeah.
I know all of you. Raise your hand if you're a fan of Indian literature.
No one? Okay, well, fuck me. All right. Oh, wait, no one will, because I'm a English lit fan.
All of you are not worthy enough. You better catch up.
Get woke already, dude.
Yeah. Oh.
It's wake up, you idiots. Anyway, but can one of the thing that amused me when you were talking about this, I just kind of realized that. So there are like essentially two talks that you receive as a kid. Mm-hmm. It's the Santa talk
and the sex talk.
And the sex talk.
Yeah.
Can we? Is there a way to have both at the same time? Honey, look. I know it's almost Christmas. You know, you're seeing some boys under the mistletoe. But I gotta tell you something.
I gave birth to Santa.
And I'll tell you how it is. You see, when a man and a Claus love each other very much.
When a man and a woman love each other very much, say Mr. Claus and
an
Mrs.
elf.
Oh no.
I'm talking about Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
He puts his candy cane up his chimney.
Mm-hmm. Which is not an analogy for his asshole. Not at all.
No.
No. Of course not.
I was talking about the eye anyway.
The typical.
You've never eye socket fucked before?
Not yet.
I know all you can be is like, oh, Jake, that's so disturbing and gross. You put your penis up where shit comes from. Like, don't tell me what's gross and not gross. Oh, but Jake, they clean it. They take no. Shit still comes out of there. I don't care.
True love is putting your dick wherever your partner wants, no matter how gross.
That is true.
That is what true love is.
That is true.
So yeah, and that is the message of Christmas.
See, we have the sex talk and the sex talk and the
we did it.
We did it.
Best frames ever.
Save you some time. Save you some time this holiday season, parents. And just combine the sex and Santa talk.
Literally,
call it the Sexta talk.
No, make your children listen to this podcast.
Yeah. When you put it on, it's like, all right, kids. I know we usually watch like Rudolph this time.
Yeah.
But I found this really great podcast. It's called "It Came from the Microphone." I really feel
totally
like
kid appropriate. Every kid can listen to this and relate to it. Yeah. And I mean, if you want, you can skip to where we get to Santa, but really make them listen to the whole thing.
Oh, whole thing.
They have a jolly content.
It's a better experience that way.
Yeah, because they get the context of it more. And they turn into better human beings. We're the best role models.
Oh, fuck yeah, we are.
Yeah. Do drugs.
Act 6. Off the Flat Earth.
Does Bill Burnham have a podcast?
No, but he's been in podcasts. He's been interviewed in some podcasts, especially with the release of his movie 8th Grade, which if you haven't seen it, it's really, really fantastic. It's one of the best movies of the year. I think it's quite good. So, yeah.
Can't wait for the sequel.
Cop.
Kindergarten Cop 3.
Yeah.
Elsie Fisher
plays Arnold.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's a cop.
I'm trying to remember a line from that movie.
It's not a tumor, alright? It's just not a tumor. Stop.
Hey guys! It's, what was her name in the movie?
Kayla.
It's Kayla! Good morning, If Arnold Schwarzenegger said Gucci, I would walk off the flat earth this instant.
He looks at the camera and goes, Gucci!
Yeah, it's like, that's me, that's it. Alright, that's nice, good run.
How many times did he cringe when you heard Gucci in the film?
My penis cringed.
That's getting sense. No.
Oh, right.
If you had one, it would cringe.
It would.
Yeah.
But it's just a gaping hole.
Oh, it's just a black hole.
It is. It's where I store all my junk.
I'm trying to think, what else? Because I honestly, when you told me about you wanted to have a podcast, I was trying to think, well, what do I want to say to you?
Oh, well, there's plenty of things you want to say. Oh, you want to get a lot out before this divorce goes through.
Yeah, and the divorce papers are coming. You know, I just have to wait.
Why don't you fucking get them to me? I'm chasing a tornado right now. You either give me the papers or I'm going inside that thing. I need to see the eye of a storm. I know what the tornado thinks. That's the second Twister joke we've had.
I was too busy with Philip Seymour Hoffman in the
suck zone.
So I was just him in that zone. So By the
I
way,
mean,
best-
Fillmore Seaman Hoffman.
yes. Come. So Philip Seymour Hoffman's best role is in Twister. In the minute he says Zoxzone, that's the greatest line
God damn
in
it.
movie history. You know it.
Can that be a Mario Kart level?
And like you go into him, like the car goes and you jump into him, saying
Zone, and then you go through.
Yeah.
I'd want to play Rainbow Road beside that.
I played for the first time Mario Kart on the Switch for the first time.
Just now?
No, because previously I had only played on the like Wii U and the Wii, but I had never played it on the Switch, and so I played it yesterday. Because like on the Switch I only have Super Mario Odyssey. I don't have any other game basically, and so I'm
You
not
need
too
to bring your Switch over, man.
yeah.
Play sometime.
Yeah, it's fun. But you know me, I'm not too much of a gamer.
Oh, no, yeah.
Yeah, and so I don't have the time. So yesterday I got to play Mario Kart and Super Smash Bros. On the Switch for the first time, and I really suck at Brawl. Super Smash Bros. Super Smash Bros.
That's a Japan translation.
Yes. Konnichiwa Sugoi. And
Steven Spielberg does.
yes, but actually since the controls are the same on the Switch that they basically are on the DS for Mario Kart, I actually got to be pretty good at Mario Kart, and so that I got to feel pretty good about myself for once because he beat me every time on Smash, and I was just like, well, I guess I just
Wait, so were you playing Brawl or Ultimate?
Ultimate, I think. Yeah,
Well,
I just
like,
refer to it as
Brawl.
I just refer to it as Brawl because that's the one I got used to playing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and so but yeah, I got to do that for the first time, and that was pretty fun. And then hopefully one day I'll get the games for my own.
That sadly is like, that's like a feeling where I feel, I guess it's only for people who aren't like avid gamers and they don't play a lot when they actually have a game that they're good at.
It's a sense of accomplishment. Like maybe I don't suck at everything.
It won't get you anywhere in life, but it's just like, and that's like,
Yes, I won a
Yeah.
race. Yeah,
I will get laid.
yeah.
With my
'Cause-
Cuphead skills, all the women are to want me.
And we live in a world where that might actually work now because now nerds are cool.
Yeah.
Now nerds are
It
attractive.
is cool, dude.
And now a bunch of girls are nerds too. It's not just a boys only thing.
Wait.
Yeah.
Now they are.
Yeah.
They're already world girls who are
No.
doing- What do you think that one day it's just like girls just like
Because no wait. What I'm talking about is that before there was this stereotype, right? That girls and thankfully we.
oh, you're saying
No, no.
more accepted.
Exactly. Now no.
Just as they pop into
No,
existence.
yeah. Before 2001, there were no girl nerds. That didn't exist.
They're at like a technology expo, ladies and gentlemen. We have a couple of discovery. I'm a big girl nerd. Oh
Yeah.
wow, that's very interesting.
Quite
wow,
revolutionary.
yeah.
After Weird Science and the girl nerd. Yeah. But here's the thing. What I'm saying is that before there was this bullshit stereotype that like nerd shit like Star Wars and Star Trek and all that stuff.
Boys, man.
Only exactly that was only boys thing, and that girls couldn't really like girly shit like makeup and shit. That they
we know why
wouldn't-
that happened, right?
Why?
Because the nerds of like Star Wars and everything, you know, and especially this was like 80s, so that there was like
80s marked the birth of nerd
clear.
culture.
Well, they're also the whole hierarchy, right? You know, the jocks and everything. They're on top. So of course you got the nerds below the jocks,
The underdogs.
and they're all like, "Oh man, we can't be with the jocks," but they so desperately wanted to tell someone else that they couldn't be with them. So the next group they could turn to is like, oh, girls, we can't let girls be into this because obviously the jocks don't care about us and all the popular kids don't. So we have to go the level that we feel is below us, and we say girls can't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but thankfully we moved on for that. So now anyone can be a nerd, anyone can be into whatever they want, and now that's become the new cool thing. If you like something and you like a show or you like a movie and you go to like conventions, that's considered really cool.
It's conventional.
Yeah, quite literally. He will be here
Way
every
too
week.
proud of. I actually every
Act 7. Number 74.
I figured out that most people hate making lists, and that I'm an anomaly in that I like sort of ranking shit that I like. But like, whenever
really now, I never got that from
yeah,
you.
especially if you know me and you're a friend of mine, you know that I love basically making lists of whatever. Just recently,
Top 100 list 74. Go.
that would be the Hateful Eight. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Okay.
We're gonna check that later, but I'm trusting him that he's right.
No, wait. 74. You said
74.
Forrest Gump. It's Forrest Gump. I'm telling you, it's Forrest Gump. It's Forrest
Check it. Check it right now.
Is it?
Do it.
Because
You're on the line here.
Because Jaws is 75.
I'm leaning this.
No, wait. Okay. Podcast listeners are gonna love.
Oh yeah.
Because they can totally check. With me.
No, I've got it. Victor takes the phone out from his pocket, trying to hide the furry porn, but he knows it's not. Fuck. 27 incognito tabs.
Wait, let me get one. Okay.
So,
It's either Forrest
so which
Gump-
one? No, you have to guess one.
Wait, a definitive one?
Definitive one. Which one is your answer? Hateful Eight or Forrest Gump?
It's not Hateful Eight. I know.
Jenny.
No, because Hateful Eight is in the 80s. It's either
Hateful Eight wasn't in the 80s. It was made in like...
no,
2000.
fuckboy. It's
I know!
I'm gonna come up with some stuff.
Am I
a fuckboy?
Am I your former co-host?
Yes, literally.
So many references to a podcast no one's
That no one
listening.
knows what we're talking about. Yeah,
That's great. That's totally got some great stuff.
a lamp. So,
There you go. Just checking it off the list.
okay, so it's either Forrest Gump.
No, either. It is one answer. You can't get a save Eli on this shit. This Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. You got the last question.
Fuck you.
No.
Damn it.
Fuck yeah.
Uh,
All right.
it's either Forrest Gump.
Yeah? Time to grow a pair of big boy balls.
Oh, it's,
You gonna get that big old cock out for me, or am I gonna have to do it myself?
I was already gonna do that later. So I don't-
Yeah, that's after.
Oh, it's that.
Really
It's
shouldn't be
I mean,
talking about
honestly,
big
I'm probably
cocks.
gonna be real because that's the other thing is that I change it all the time, so I'm probably gonna be real. So, but I'm gonna say Forrest Gump, even though I'm probably gonna be real.
Okay, Forrest Gump. 74, Forrest Gump.
It was Dog the Afternoon because Forrest Gump was 75.
Oh.
I was so close. Yeah,
You're no longer the film encyclopedia. I'm sorry.
guys,
You're no longer.
I don't like movies anymore.
I'm renouncing the art
I've never seen movies again.
as a whole.
Yeah,
What is a movie? I don't even know.
no, yeah.
Fucking moving pictures or whatever.
But anyway,
That's kid shit.
I figured out that like it is kind of a rare thing because people in general, whenever you ask like most people, whenever you ask them what's your favorite movie, they probably won't have a definitive one because it's hard choosing like one definitive thing and kind of ranking them. It's because people don't like that, so they're just like, oh, I have a few that I really like, but it's rare to find people that like have a liking of specifically being like, oh, this is definitely my favorite thing.
I have
and
a
then
favorite
ranking them.
movie.
Well, didn't you say
Like
that you have-
Anomalisa to the Future.
Exactly. It's all one movie.
Yeah. I just watched them back to back. It's
Yeah.
like Kill Bill.
Yeah.
Sure, they're in separate parts, but they're all one movie.
Yeah, I burned the CD with all of them together. I edited it all together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Counts.
No, what you do is you watch the Back to the Future trilogy, and right before the train comes back, it always. So like, as soon as you get to the shitty part of Back to the Future 3, it always
Yeah.
starts, and you're good.
There you
You
go.
don't have to worry about
No,
it.
no. Instead of the train coming out, it's the plane. That just segues into Anomalisa.
So yeah.
And I just skipped to the sex scene and I fapped to that for a little bit.
Oh, I know you do. I know that's the hottest sex scene in your opinion.
It is.
Yeah.
I've looked up on like the hottest sex scenes
Yeah.
in film and all the lists they have. None of them have Anomalisa, and I'm pissed.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah. Because all of them are humans. None of them have puppets, you know. And then the ones that it has, Team America is like the funny one, but it's not hot enough, you know. So it's just like you can't get.
Fucking amateurs.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
You can't rock your socks
Imbeciles.
off. Yeah. Because the best thing about the only one is that you get to see how thick Michael is, and that's the best part. Is that he's got
Yeah.
the jugglicious.
He's got thick. He's got a thick clay dick. I got a clay dick.
Yeah. When you
That's
watch
it's not a black hole anymore.
Yeah.
I took some plasticine. No, while we were recording this podcast, little did you know, because
This was the evolution of you.
Yeah.
It went from nothing to that.
to a clay dick.
Yeah.
Armin hired me.
Yeah. When you watch that Annalise sex scene, you were like, I want Michael to.
Yeah.
That's what you think to yourself when you watch that scene.
I'll be a unique voice just for a little bit, and then I'll go back to being everyone else. But for that one moment,
Yeah.
I'll sing "Girls Just Want to Have Fun" in Japanese.
In Italian. Yeah. Italian. But yeah. It's good stuff. That's another pet peeve of mine with movies. Whenever people immediately think that if a character is like socially awkward or so that he's like mentally disabled. Like whenever they see the driver in Drive is like, oh, he has like Asperger's or something. And it's just like
Must have them. Obviously, he's not talking, not acting like I do. So
Yeah.
obviously, he's got a mental disorder.
Yeah, it pisses me off because they're like, what is he, a retard or something? And it's just like, no, he's just a guy who doesn't speak much. That's about it. That's just Ryan Gosling in a
I
nutshell.
mean,
yeah.
I have 3 mental illnesses, and I'm not as cool as Ryan Gosling. So what
Yeah.
the fuck?
Yeah, and I wouldn't say you're a socially awkward person. I think you're actually one of the easiest people to talk to that I've met. And yeah, like, and that your mental illness has no, like, barrier on that.
I
Like,
cremate crippled animals in my spare time. Act 8.
Elon Musk has stolen our meth.
Okay, Noah Hawley and Guillermo del Toro, they need to be taught how to say no to shit.
And Spielberg.
And Spielberg, yeah, and J.J. Abrams, those four boys, they will say yes to anything.
They're the yes gang.
Yeah, and it's insane how much shit they got working. Because it's not like they're Netflix and they have like a bunch of people. They're doing it. They're executive producing and they're directing and they're writing a bunch of shit. They'll just have both movies and TV shows and video games. They'll just do it all, and it's insane to me. And write books even, and it's ridiculous to me how they even have time to have families at the same time, and to raise
Walk
their
up to
kids.
him at a convention. I knew it. You were a robot.
Yeah. But like just now, a few weeks ago, there was another announcement of like Noah Hawley's gonna write and direct another film.
What the fuck?
I know, it makes no sense.
He's just like in the same studio. It's like, okay, cut, action. And he's just running around the same lot.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it's LA and they're all kind of close to each other, but what?
I don't understand how that's even possible. But to me, it's the same thing of just like they have so many, not necessarily all the power in the world, but they have so many options, and they say yes to everything. So for me, they don't even have like a passion project. They'll just say yes to whatever, and then they'll just do it.
Well, isn't it kind of like because all their passion projects are kind of out there already?
Well, that's the thing, is that as an artist, preferably you like are constantly chasing new ones instead of going. But I guess
maybe they still have them.
Yeah.
They're just trying to bridge the gaps in between.
I guess so. And it's always good to like keep yourself busy on some level, but not that busy. I'm just saying, for me, it's mind-boggling.
I mean,
like what?
well, I don't know. It's like, yes, don't. I mean, like if you do get that busy, you are probably not alive still.
Yeah,
but
because the other thing is that to ensure that a work of yours or a piece of art is as good as it can be, it's not good to be rushed or to sort of have your mind on some other projects at the same. Like to my mindset, the best way to make sure that a work is good is to give your complete focus to that specific work and to be working on it before you move on to other things.
and have a scantily clad protagonist. That's a very important step.
The less clothes, the more character development. That's what Michael Bay taught me. And so I think it's really insane that he was able to like work on Fargo and Legion for example, and keep the quality for both at the same time. Because the insane thing is that he does Fargo season 2, and then he starts production on Legion season 1, and then he goes into basically Fargo season 3 and Legion at the same time. And he filmed season 3 of Fargo first, and then immediately after he goes into Legion season 2. And it's insane to me how that was a whole run that he did for 3 years. It's insane. That's insanity right there to me. Because before he was just a nobody. Before Fargo,
yeah.
he was no one. He was a published author, so he had a few books out, but no one knew him. And then Fargo season 1 makes him a superstar in the TV business, basically.
How did he get selected for that? Did like some executive just read his book?
I guess, and they offered him, like, it wasn't his idea to make Fargo a TV show. They were just, hey, we really like Fargo. We have the rights. The Coen brothers were just like, whatever. So,
It would be them.
do you want to make a TV show out of Fargo? And he was like, okay, but I have my own ideas. I don't want to make a literal remake of the movie. So then we have the brilliant, amazing season 1 that we have of Fargo. And then from then on, they give him complete freedom for the rest of the show. And quite smartly, he got himself a writer's room. Because the thing is, he wrote season 1 by himself, but he figured...
Well, according to Black Mirror, that's not a good idea. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's a mistake that like people like Charlie Brooker, astounded as he is. The thing is, the fact that he doesn't have a writer's room really fucks things up, because like it's only his voice. It's only him all the time. So if you don't have other people's voices and you don't have other people's inputs,
You get metalhead.
yeah, or Black,
It's so good because it's black and white.
or Black Museum, or Nosedive, or like the Waldo moment or whatever. Just like the
And apparently
most
that's an
moments.
unpopular opinion.
What?
Because people adore Nosedive. A lot
Well,
of
people don't love it, but they don't mind it. But like people love San Junipero, which is the one that you don't really love.
Which one?
San Junipero.
Oh yeah, people like.
But
Yeah.
I don't think. Do you hate that? I don't think that you hate that.
I don't
one.
hate
You
it.
didn't
I
like
just
it
felt
as
like
much, yeah.
just the happy ending was so like.
Force you.
Yeah, it was because it was literally just like there's kind of like, hey baby,
Yeah.
it's like what?
But yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's just weird seeing a Black Mirror episode with a happy ending.
I like that aspect of it, that it wasn't trying to go
Was
for the tragic ending.
Too happy though, maybe because like there are other episodes with happy endings, but better.
No, but it's fair though, because it when you associate the show that loves to give you a fuck you ending, it's Black Mirror.
Oh yeah.
It is the show known for being super like mean spirited and super dark.
I just felt like that ending wasn't appropriate for the show. As
like,
variable
it
as
wasn't.
it is.
It wasn't earned.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I did appreciate him trying something new. I appreciated that aspect of
Well,
it.
here's the USS Callister, that has a happy ending, and that's better, and that's more geared towards what Black Mirror was in terms of like tone and everything.
Better. Yeah.
And it does feel more earned because they worked their asses off for the entire episode to try to like deceive him and like, you know, trying to hack their way out of the server and everything. So that felt more like, oh, there's an accomplishment there. With San Juniper, it's like, oh, rift in relationship. Never mind, I love you again. Ooh, baby.
Yeah, I guess so. But what were we talking about?
What were we talking about?
No, wait.
Writer's rooms. Why you should have one.
Yeah, because the great thing about a show like, you know, Legion or Fargo or especially
Breaking Bad.
In Better Call Saul, I was about to say the Vince Gilligan show especially, they have so many writers and so many people contributing various ideas, and that's how you make good television. It's many people coming together to come up with the best story they can, not just a singular voice. Because as much as you want to be on auteur, you gotta have other people. You can't rely on yourself.
Wrong path, mate.
Yeah. And so, because really, the sole writer thing works more for a movie than a whole show.
Oh, yeah.
Because a 2-hour runtime, you know, a singular story, a person can write that. But like, a season-long 10-hour story for one person is a lot. And Noah Hawley somehow did it with season 1, but he couldn't keep up the quality with other people, so he needed...
Wait, Fargo or Legion?
For Fargo.
Fargo.
Yeah, Fargo's season 1.
That's my favorite seasons of it.
And it is pretty astonishing that one guy did one of the best seasons of TV. That's pretty astonishing. But of course, the directors are amazing too of that show, and like it's an amalgamation of everything. But the basis for that season is the amazing writing, and he did that. But then wisely, he got other writers to come in during seasons 2 and 3, and like that's what made those seasons great too. And so yeah, I think it is necessary if you're going to the TV business. And you want to be a showrunner, that's fine. Same thing with, you know, Mr. Robot and Sam Esmail.
I knocked on wood. God damn.
Well, Sam Esmail kind of did something different because from the very beginning, and still does, he has a writer's room, but he did something cool, which is that from season 2 onwards, he became the only director because the cool thing about Mr. Robot is that it has a very specific, very precise visual style.
No.
And as people couldn't tell, look in the corner of the screen, there's a person. So he wanted to be the only director because like that specific visual style is his jam, and he admits it himself. He likes directing more than writing. So like if he is
okay,
yeah, which actually is quite common sometimes with directors. Like Spielberg likes directing way more than writing, which is why he does it like most of the time.
Oh, for Mr. Robot though, that's just like a dialogue heavy show, and yet
but you get so many chances to do like cool like visual tricks.
I don't know. It just surprised me that he. Do you say, like, he likes more in that he's not that much into writing, or is
No, he writes a lot of episodes and he loves writing, basically, but he likes the fact that he has complete control of the visual look of the show, and he likes the fact that he can be consistent. Because one of the things about season 1 is that since it has different directors, sometimes the look is a little bit less Sam Esmail-ish, because some other directors, they do different shit. So, like, there'll be episodes that will have not as much corner shots or one-shots of shit that Sam likes. And so he wanted to make sure that, like, on the technical side of Mr. Robot, it was one vision, but that in terms of the storytelling, that had many different voices from his writers and stuff like that. But that it is important to actually make sure that your show has one cohesive vision throughout it, at least visually. And that's why Mr. Robot has, like, this very specific look and tone to it, because Sam directs most of the episodes and stuff like that.
He's like Wes Anderson if you put him in a corner instead of center frame.
Yeah. And so, and I mean, and many people at first complain because like, oh my god, why would you want just one director? But the thing is, when Sam is such a genuinely amazing director, why wouldn't you want him to direct every episode of the show? It's like, he gets it.
I mean, I guess it helps the consistency.
Yeah.
Especially if it's very distinct.
Yeah, and have you ever seen a single, like, boring-looking episode of Mr. Robot? No, because every episode is fucking gorgeous to look at, and every episode is interesting. Every episode, even the least
Did you hear that? You hear that? That's the typing of a commenter who's disagreeing with you. Anyway.
And I get it.
Someone comments on this. Anyway.
And it's actually quite sad because I remember when season 1 when it first came out and it won the Golden Globe, people were going crazy about it. But actually, most people now, when they're listing out the best shows, they'll say like Atlanta, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel,
Rick and Morty.
Yeah, thankfully not as much anymore. But yeah, and Game of Thrones is so good, and they'll just completely forget about Mr. Robot, and they'll be like, oh, that's like a fucking like geeky hacker show, whatever. And rip off of Fight Club, that's all it is. And it's just like
same thing with Fargo too.
Yeah, they're kind of and Legion too. Like all those shows that I'm really into, like they get good reviews, but they're not critically acclaimed. They're not super beloved, but really, I think they're some of the best showcases of both storytelling and of filmmaking that we have on TV.
But Victor, did they have a character that they promoted over and over again was going to be like their final episode, and then all of a sudden, just a giant middle finger came on screen, and they said that they were going to do 3 TV movies with them?
Yeah.
No, that's good television writing. You fucking stupid idiot.
Yeah. Dude, man, this episode, I don't know what's into me. I'm just switching the...
Yeah.
Because clearly The Walking Dead is
How many
clearly...
stupid pills you take? I like to think there's a universe out there where Breaking Bad, where like an AMC exec had the same philosophy to Walking Dead in terms of Breaking Bad
can last forever. Yeah.
So I'm thinking like Breaking Bad season 29 is like, Jesse, Elon Musk has stolen all of our meth. He's put it.
We have to go to space.
We have to go to space. Yo, Mr. White, how are we gonna get to space? And like, you know, disregarding.
Tyler became the director of NASA. We have to sneak into her office.
Walt, what's going on with you, Walt?
Walter Jr. is the astronaut. We'll sneak into his spaceship. We'll
Dad.
steal the meth back.
Dad, I don't want to do this, Dad. Son, you have to do this. You have to do this. You son of a bitch. I knew it was you, Walter. Hank, hold on. My cancer has returned. It's alien super cancer.
Oh my god. The moon gave me cancer.
Yo, Mr. White, I'm on the rocket now. Oh, fuck. It's space Nazis. Jesse, you're a robot. Wow, what a unique twist.
Wow.
I did not see this coming, Jesse. Mr. White, I love you. No, he loved me the entire time. He was like a son to me.
And then they do a crossover with Westworld. And then it turns to all one show. Because actually, Aaron Paul was announced to be part of the season 3 casting.
Wait, really?
Yeah, they're casting him. Yeah, because, well, the unfortunate thing happened of the California wildfires apparently destroyed some of the set of Westworld, so now they're rebuilding it. But yeah.
Oh, I thought you were just going to say destroy Aaron Paul's home.
I don't know, actually, but maybe. But actually, Guillermo del Toro was one of the people that was, like, fleeing from the California wildfires, and they posted some pictures of it. It looked pretty fucked up, because some of the people lost their homes.
Yeah, you know, in Pleasure, California.
Yeah. So everything good happens in LA, right? Everything good happens in the sunny side of USA.
It wasn't in Pleasure, it was in Paradise. Joke is that was Donald Trump is big dumb. Oh my god, our show is amazing. It has the best political commentary ever. We have so many awards.
Did you hear that?
Biting criticism. Pod Save the People? Fuck you. 2 dope queens? More like 2 nope jeans. Get out of here. Fucking with your HBO shows. We're like
John Oliver, suck a cock. You don't know anything. What's your hot take on this podcast?
Yeah. You're not even a good talk show host. You're just a...
You're not even from America.
Yeah,
British.
Get out of here. Go back to your tea and biscuits.
That's right.
Go
play Mary Poppins with your mom, you bitch.
Steve Mnuchin's better than you anyway. Will you agree to that? Who's he playing in Lion King Zanzibar? He's playing Zanzibar, right?
Less of a shit. I honestly, I'll wipe my ass with that new live action.
You mean that quote unquote virtual production?
And they actually asked the Disney chairman, what does he consider?
He said neither, right?
Yeah, he said Jon Favreau is experimenting with the film medium. So
fuck you.
Both. Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah. He tap danced.
The backgrounds are animated. The characters are animated.
But you see, it's some live action footage, so therefore it's not fully animated.
Okay. I mean, I'd accept. Like, if you want to do the whole is it live action or is it animated, like, I'd accept that more out of, like, a film like A Scanner Darkly.
Yeah.
Is that how it's...
Yes, because that movie was filmed in live action, and then the rotoscope animation
like, I could see that as more of a debate. That's more open for a debate. Yeah. Lion King is not.
It's fully
backgrounds are CGI. The characters are.
It's voice acting, so...
It had cameras. Therefore... that's why the Lego movie was a live action.
Yeah, that's why it wasn't eligible for the Academy Award. No. Because obviously the Will Ferrell part, it makes it uneligible. So yeah.
Watch. They're at the Academy right now. It's like, okay, what do we got for this next year's slate? Lego Movie 2, crossing that immediately off the list. Into the Spider-Verse. We do feel like pissing more people off today. We're going to cross that off, too.
Okay. I mean...
It's not going to get nominated.
Yes, it is. Because people are
Okay,
going
we
crazy.
will, but then they'll see.
But they're not
it's
gonna
like,
win. 'Cause
oh, Disney.
yeah. They're gonna go to Wreck-It Ralph too.
Yeah. They're gonna be like, okay, guys. So clearly we don't give a shit about this category. We just added it because we wanted to sell more tickets.
We added it in 2001.
Yeah, because Shrek was such a masterpiece.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Plus.
So which one did Disney make? Wreck-It Ralph 2. Ralph Breaks the Internet. Okay, that one. Okay,
Did anyone see
moving
it
on.
here?
No, sir. There's this really great film called Into the Spider-Verse. It was like, it's amazing and it's complex and it's like a lot of really talented people in it. It's got a groundbreaking visual style. But did Disney make it though? No, it was Sony Pictures. Well, Ralph Breaks the Internet. Better film, better art of filmmaking.
But why? Because Disney sucks, or they're gonna suck it back.
Yeah. Oh boy.
I think this is good enough. It's an hour 50. So in all.
No, man. We gotta go extend. We have to do it like Lord of the Rings trilogy.
We just gotta.
We shoot all of it at
Yeah.
once. And however long this podcast is gonna go, it all has to be done at this one night, and then we'll release it over the course of several years.
Cool. Peter Jackson would approve.
You bet he would. Anyway, guys, so yeah, that's gonna do it for this first episode of
Thank you
Came
for
From the
listening so
Microphone.
much. Thank you for enduring
you
all
made
this
it as far
madness.
as shit.
Yeah. Props to you and for wasting so much time.
Well, we've already blown their eardrums out, so they can't hear, but they're just kind of, they don't really want to get up.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, they're probably in a state of coma right now.
Oh yeah, definitely put them in that. And remember, guys, if this episode in any way offended you or weirded you out, just remember, it came from the microphone.
Bye.
That's what we call an outro in the biz.
Vote for Trump.
It Came From the Microphone is funded in part by a ready-to-die grant from the Flat Earth Society and from contributions to your pornographic website by listeners like you. The music was composed by Jules Gaia and provided through Epidemic Sound. Special thanks to Oxygen for the support and to the folks over at Blottable for their sponsorship. And most of all, thank you for watching.